Yo guys, what's going on? Robert Warshack here, and we're going to be covering what's going to happen, what cards are going to leave in the upcoming Hearthstone rotation. As we know, at the beginning of each year, the first set, not mini set, that gets released, the three oldest sets rotate out, which are going to be the Year of the Phoenix expansion. We have Ashes of Outlands, Scholoance, and Darkmoon Faire that are all going to be rotating out upon the first expansion release of this year. And what we know about these expansions, they were exceedingly powerful. There was a lot of fantastic cards, very powerful cards to come from all three of these expansions that built their own decks, gave a lot of lesser decks, a lot of powerful draw mechanics and OTK mechanics. And we're kind of going to dive into the collection and going to see which cards came from these expansions, pick out some of the more powerful ones, and see how that's going to affect the upcoming rotation and what we're going to lose out. Also, keep in mind that the core set is up for rotation as well. They had mentioned each year they're going to take cards away and put more cards in that core set, so we don't just have a stagnant set that just never changes. And they announced that was going to be happening last year when they updated all of like the legendary dragon cards like Malygos and Deathwing and Ysera. So we won't be covering the core set because we don't know what's leaving and staying, but we do know that Outlands, Scholoance, and Darkmoon Faire are leaving. That's something we do know. We just don't know about the core set, but those are also subject to change. So with that, let's get right into it. So taking a look at some Ashes of Outland, starting with DH and just going over in the collection, we have Immolation Aura. It's a pretty good AoE for the early game of Demon Hunters. We've got Spectral Sight. Unfortunately, Furious Felfin. Runner was found in like OTK decks, but not really, a super staple. The Netherwalker really never saw the time of day, and same thing with the Battle Lord. But some big hitters here. We've got Kanye. We love this guy. This guy ignores taunt cards. For those of you who played DH for the longest time, this was an auto-include into many of those decks. Unfortunately, DH rotated into more of like an OTK package, so Kanye saw less play, but it's crazy to think that a card that ignores taunt and has charge, and he works with all your other minions because they all just ignore taunt, doesn't even see play, right? So that's kind of same. That's kind of crazy. Metamorphosis, this was found in Fel DH for a little bit, and a lot of the main DH decks, before it got nerfed, it used to do 5 and then it went 4. So Metamorphosis really hasn't seen that much, but a huge card that is rotating, a Skull of Gulban. As we all know, studies always find Skull or Spectral Sight, so that will no longer be like a target for their draw with studies on turn 5 or 6 anymore. So Skull rotating is a big deal. So beyond Skull, we've got a couple big demons here, but unfortunately the big demon hunter really, it got some support, but it never ended up turning into like, a tier 2, tier 1 deck. And it's also unfortunate with Priestess. This is a card that used to be a 7 mana, 6/7, and then they nerfed it down to a 6/5, and then they never reverted the buff back. Now that the set and just overall Hearthstone's power level is like way higher, right? So if they were to revert this card back to a 6/7, it probably would be playable, maybe, but I you know what I mean? It was just one of those cards that it still would probably be in like a low tier 3, maybe low tier 2 deck or something like that. But I definitely think they should have rebuffed Priestess back to her original form, after we got more cards in the pool, and the power level now is as high as Hearthstone kind of has ever been. So looking at Ashland's Demon Hunter, not really taking the biggest of hits besides really just that Skull of Gulban. That's the big hitter here that came out of Ashes. Yo guys, I'm throwing out a huge shout out and thanks to our first ever YouTube sponsor, Honeygain. This software allows you to make a little bit of extra money on the side by using your unused internet connection. I use it myself, been using it for about a week now, and we almost have about $7. So don't expect like huge, giant, massive payouts that's gonna hit like your rent or anything like that, but definitely like a Netflix subscription or your gym subscription, or even better than anything, a Twitch Prime and or YouTube subscription to my channel. You know what I'm saying? This app doesn't use or collect any of your personal data, nothing like that. Instead, you're getting paid to help businesses gather bits of information from the web, like best price comparisons, and ad verification. Whenever you do hit this $20 mark on your account, that's when you'll be able to withdraw your money instantly into your PayPal or Bitcoin wallet of your choosing. So if you feel like this is something for you and it interests you and you want to use that unused internet connection, feel free to check out the easy to install app in the description, which will use my referral code, and you'll instantly get $5 in your account immediately. So you're already 25% of the way there, is being able to withdraw your money. Looking at Druid, We have Ironbark, not so much. Bog, this is like one of the, dude, this prime never saw the light of day. Same thing with the Shaman one. It's all right, but it was never really that good. Fungal Fortunes, however, is really good and was found in a variety of different Druid decks over the course of its lifespan. Whether it was like All Spell, the Cthulhu Druid, the Token Druid. So Fungal is kind of, it's a decent amount of draw that's going to need to get replaced inevitably. Germination was found in like the OTK Lady Anacondria decks, but not so much. Then Celestial got nerfed. It is, however, losing Overgrowth. This is kind of insane. So they replaced Overgrowth with like, what, Guff? Guff is like the new ramp. So now if Wild Growth doesn't get rotated, you could just go Wild Growth into Guff. But yeah, Overgrowth is like a huge hit. Plus, the artwork on this bad boy is so good. It takes place in Zangarmarsh, for those of you unfamiliar with World of Warcraft. It's next to the Hellfire Peninsula in the Outlands. And yeah, Overgrowth is so nice. Oh, we also lose Glowfly Swarm. At one time, this was like one of the best cards to play on turn like 4 or 5 based on if you got studies or not. And this is like what made Token Druid the original like Glowfly Swarm Arbor up. But now like Glowfly is not even played. That's crazy to me. Like, you don't even see aggro Druid that much anymore. It's all Beast Druid now. But yeah, Glowfly Swarm's still a hell of a card. Taking a look at Hunter. Imprisoned Felmaw. This guy used to be an auto staple. Coin Felmaw got you to top 1000 legend back in the day when it first came out. Face Hunter. Now you don't even see Felmaw anymore. It's crazy. A 2-mana 5/4 Dormant doesn't see play anymore. Scavengers. This actually used to be a 3/3. And then it got nerfed down to 2/2 and then hardly saw any play anymore as well. So Sag. Zixor, again, one of the primes that used to be pretty much a heavy hitter. It used to be really, really nice. And what was it? The Highlander Hunter, actually. He was a juicer. But now, since Highlander cards rotated, we haven't seen him in a while. Zixor doesn't go into Face Hunter. He doesn't really... Games don't last long enough to go Death Rattle Hunter with Julenar. So Zixor just kind of rotated. I mean, it's not rotated out, but kind of faded out. Lion was a meme. Beastmaster, OTK, King Crush decks were always kind of a neat meme. And the only time the Grand Slam was played was Deck of Lunacy Mage when they would high roll their Cthulhu parts or their Mask of Cthulhu's into a Grand Slam. Who remembers those days? The Grand Slam on turn 5 or 6 versus a Mage. I'm pretty sure that's the most this card has ever seen play when Mages played it. It was actually just a Mage card. So Hunter doesn't really lose that much in Ashes. Mage, however, again, everybody's losing their prime, Solarian prime. This guy used to cost 7 mana and was an absolute staple and like a god tier card in Mage. Like, playing this on turn 7 was actually insane. It got nerfed to 9 and then steadily since then really doesn't even see play. And even in Tempo Mage, it's kind of hard to weave this guy in just because if you run like the Guardian, you don't want the Guardian plus 2 damage spell power to land on the Solarian Prime because you have to wait till 9. And in a Tempo Mage deck, you kind of just want to go. So really the only time that you see Solarian is if you get him off studies occasionally and or front to power. So Solarian, Evocation, again, used to be a fantastic card at 1 mana, got pushed to 2, and now you never see Evocation unless it was created by. Imprisoned was really only found in Highlander decks. Incanter's Flow, a card that is going to get probably nerfed in the near future to what they say is 4 mana. It absolutely broke multiple different Mage decks just because the effect of being able to coin this card out and the fact that if you play an entire deck filled with spells, you're reducing your deck down by like 20 plus mana, right? For just 3 mana's worth of cost. And we all know how that can spiral out of control with stuff like Spring Water. So Incanter's Flow is actually a huge hit for Mage. And then we have a Pexus Blast, again, one of those key cards in the no minion Mage. It's not really found in the Mage decks anymore, just because if you play Quest Mage, you do run a couple minions in there. If you run Muzaki Mage, you don't need this card. And so Pexus Blast, crazy to think that that card, doesn't see play with how good 5-drop minions are and the fact that it would just so easily weave into the no minion Mage. And then we have Deep Freeze. Basically, this card got never really played. Freeze Mage was never really a thing, and if it was like old school burn Freeze Mage or whatnot. But yeah, this was a card that basically only came from Solarian Prime or comes from like Rune of the Archmage or something like that. So yeah, Deep Freeze not really that big of a hit. Paladin, thank God. Oh my God, this is gonna make me so happy. The Librams chat, they're leaving. Aldor Attendant, reducing the Librams, gone. Hand of a Doll, even though that's not really a Libram card. They always go Aldor Attendant in a Hand of a Doll. This thing's gone. Libram of Wisdom. Gone. Murgles is kind of cool. I like that prime. Truth Seeker, more Libram bullshit. Gone. Libram of Justice. Gone. Lady Leandrin, fuck off. Libram of Hope, eat my ass. Priest. Grilliloquy. He was annoying, never really that good. Renew, however, this was the most broken priest card. Then it went to like a nerfed priest card, and then priest was really bad, and then they buffed Renew again, and then we're starting to see some more priests here. I think Renew is probably one of the best priest cards in the deck, given its flexibility and its healing and all the synergies that go along with either healing your hero or playing cheap spells. So Renew is very, very good. Vile Weaver, as we know, the created by, this is the king of created by, and the miracle priests and the spell priests, or even the old school, just like normal control priests would just run this card just because even if it lives a turn, you're just going infinite, right? Granted, we're in a meta where like control and infinite value just comes along with some of the decks as just like an add-on. You don't actually have to build your deck to do what makes this guy good. So yeah, I feel like, unfortunately, Vile Weaver. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. He's ugly though. Apotheosis, that card's annoying. This card actually got nerfed. Nobody played it, and it's still good. So most of the time, Priest is just fucking annoying. Oh my god, Soul Mirror's gone. Fuck that shit. Priest always has a card like this though. Dragonfire Potion. What was it? The one where it stole your minion. Entomb. Soul Mirror. What was the other one? Plague of Death. Like there's at least one just amazing priest removal card that exists at a time that you're always scared of. You don't even know, like it just does everything. At all points in time when you play against a priest, you're always scared of Soul Mirror. And just because it's a legendary spell doesn't mean they have just one. They have many Soul Mirrors. It's like when you look into a mirror and you just see a bunch of mirrors, that's basically Soul Mirror because they keep mirroring. It just doesn't stop. So Soul Mirror leaving is cool. I hate that card. And then Split, meh. All right, looking at Rogue. Oh my gosh, it's losing Blackjack Stunner among a bunch of secrets. Looking at Ambush, Dirty Tricks, Bamboozle is garbage. I remember when Spy Mistress and Ash Tongue Slayer were good and like the aggro Stealth Rogue, but nah. Shadow Julenar, this is probably one of my favorite rogue cards, and this guy actually got nerfed as well as over time too. This guy used to be 5 health. Used to be a 2-mana 1/5. You can believe that. And then Rogue would just play this card. They would coin this card on turn 1 or just play him on turn 2. How do you kill a 5 HP 2-mana minion? You can't. And then they just spiral with secrets. So he was like the old, less powerful like Null. But he could go infinite with secrets. And if he didn't play right, he would just take advantage of you. But yeah, this is a very fun rogue card. One of my favorites, to be honest. And yeah, Secret Rogue is not looking like that's going to be a thing in the future. This guy just sucks peanut butter. Greyheart Sage worked with Stealth. He worked with Stealth for a really long time, whether you were playing, you know, Quest Rogue, Aggro Stealth Rogue. Any deck that ever ran Stealth, you automatically put in 2 Greyheart Sage. So, and then Cursed, Vagrant, a lot of people didn't even know this card exists. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking when they made this card. Yeah, we're just gonna scoot on past him. Taking a look at Shaman the Clackler. I never liked this guy. Kind of freaked me out. Lady Vash, she was one of my favorite primes, just because I enjoyed like the WoW lore behind her and the fact that, you know, you get to draw spells and you reduce them by 3. But the problem was she sucked, so it was very sad. Marspawn was fun. Serpent Portal, very, very good. Found in basically every Shaman deck right now. Totems, Torrent, very good removal. So we're losing some removal there. Vivid Spores is quite, dude, whenever the Quest Shaman creates Vivid Spores and then they cast Vivid Spores twice, how do you beat that without like a mass polymorph? Evolve Shaman, I don't like, we're losing quite a few Evolve cards, whether it's the Clackler and the Knuckles, so that's pretty big. Lurker from Below got buffed and still never saw play. And this card, again, people don't even know this card exists, so we're just going to scoot on past him. Shadow Counselor, meme. Fellbolt, meh. Scrap Imp, this used to be a Zeus staple, but then they nerfed this card, and then it's no longer a Zoo staple. This guy, I don't even know what to say about this guy. He goes into like, the only time, I can't even say the only time this guy's good. That guy was never really good. He was played in Zoo just because he was a 2-mana 3/2 that reduced your like imps and your Voidwalkers to 0. Dark Glare has been nerfed. Yeah, Dark Glare was nerfed, upped in mana, increased in stats though. I don't even know what to say about that guy. He broke the game in Wild. He broke the game in Standard and in Wild. He got nerfed and then no one plays him. Matron was found super good in Zoo because she would discard your Hand of Gulban. And whenever you play or discard this, draw 3. So you'd like coin Matron out, or maybe you have some reason the Ebon lock lives, and then on like you coin on 3 or just play her on 4, and you get a 4-mana 5/5 rush demon that draws 3 cards. So pretty exciting. Dark Portal was found in the Quest Warlock for a little bit, but hasn't really seen much play. This guy used to be insane. Back when what was it? It was like Shuffle Quest Lock, and when you tap and the card goes to 0. This guy used to be really good in that deck. I remember top decking this guy and clearing boards like a boss. And then this guy never saw play again because he was never received any support. So pogs. And then the Enhanced Dreadlord is just bad. All right, this guy, Aggro Warrior, Pirate Warrior. Cool. Draw a weapon. That's gonna be sad. I like drawing weapons. Bladestorm, Whirligig. We love Whirligig. But we actually got the new Shield Shatter card. So Whirligig gets replaced by Shield Shatter. I don't know what the fuck this is doing. Bulwark is super cool. One of my favorite shields in World of Warcraft. Drops off Black Temple. This was a fantastic card, fantastic flavoring, and a Control Warrior favorite of mine. Warmaw Challenger was found in the old Rush Warrior when you could buff it with like Rampage and shit. And yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. Warrior Prime, one of my favorites. I love this Prime so much. Flavor on it's good. 4-mana 4/4 rush. And then you shuffle a big old dick slapping homie that gives you 10 armor. You love that shit. That guy, no one knows he exists. And then the Brute, as soon as they got rid of the risky skipper, the Brute just faded out. So rip. And then we've got neutrals. Og Merchant, found in Garrett Rogue and some other combo-oriented decks like OTK DH. But we've seen a lot less of OTK DH. It's mainly a tournament deck, and then Garrett Rogue got nerfed, and everybody's going to Hybrid Rogue, which doesn't play Arc Merchant. So, yeah, nope. Aggro card, meme card. This actually used to be an OTK Warrior, and there is actually an OTK Druid with this, with the new, the Tree Boy, but kind of a meme. Brute Brawler is actually not a bad neutral card, probably a pretty good arena card. This actually used to be a combo priest card. This used to be teched against, used to play this card to tech against DHs. Moarg is actually a pretty big hit. No. Oh, Maggie Boy's leaving us. Used to play this card in like Quest Mage, so you'd play this to get cards on your opponent's side of the board so you could cast spells to get your quest done faster, because when Quest Mage first came out, no one knew how to play against it, and then people were like, oh, we just won't play minions against you, and then you can't complete your quest. But then you'd run Mag, so you'd counteract them not playing minions by you forcing them to play minions with Mag. So it's kind of juicer there. Sunstrider was found in the first iterations of Demon Hunter when they ran Inner Demon. With the Twin Slice, no longer sees play. And then Scrapyard Colossus is also leaving, so we don't have to worry about Quest Shamans pulling double Scrapyard Colossus anymore. Not that this guy's that great of a card, but he's still kind of obnoxious sometimes. But yeah, he's a homie. All right, and that wraps up the Outlands cards. Honestly, the biggest hits that I think we saw was Rogue. Yeah, Rogue took a big hit, and Libram Paladin took a big hit. Besides that, that's kind of it, right? Like, Warrior kind of got hit, but not really. Yeah, it looks like Priest. No. Paladin. What did I say? Paladin and Rogue. Yeah, Paladin and Rogue took the hit. Paladin, Rogue, Priest. Yeah, Paladin, Rogue, Priest took the hits. You'd think that Demon Hunter would lose the hit, or take a hit. But, like, it's really just Skull and, like, Aura. All right, Scholoance. Scholoance is a big expansion. Tons of broken shit in this. Oh yeah, Druid will miss Overgrowth, but that's just a single card. If Druid dies because they don't have Overgrowth, it deserves to die. I absolutely fucking hate it when decks or entire archetypes crumble because of a 1-card change. Like that's so annoying. Like, your deck is that dependent on just one broken card that you can't function without it. Get good. How about you just have a well-rounded deck that can, like, you know, you lose an eye, your other eye gets 2 times better, right? You lose an ear, your other ear just turns supersonic, right? We adapt. These decks don't adapt. They lose 1 card and they just start crying. They're a little bunch of baby bitches. They're a bunch of baby bitches. What the heck? Peter Penn with the 11 gifted subs? What is going on here? For those of you who enjoy your soul shards, we're losing Spirit Jailer, Soul Shear. We're losing Marrow Slicer. So all of the soul shards we are losing. Philosophy is kind of big to copy those Moargs in the OTK DH. Glide is going, so any sort of tournament play with that, like, quest and or OTK, Demon Hunter is going to take a huge hit from that. And that's really just it. Yeah, it's Soul Shards, Glides, and that's it. Yeah, Soul Shards, Glide, and Philosophy, which is kind of big. Not that Soul Shards are played right now, but it's still a super fun deck. For Druid, huge Lightning Bloom. Druid's losing Lightning Bloom and Studies. Gibber used to be huge, but Gibber got nerfed to 2 mana. But Gibber used to solo wins on him. He used to have like a board full of Gibbers on turn 1. Adorable is found in aggro Druid, which is a super good. It's a 1 mana 2/2. I mean, it's huge. That puts a 1/1 in your hand. So it's technically like a 2 mana 3/3, but spread across 3 bodies. Pretty good. Speaker Gendra is always fun. Twilight Runner is big. Survival and Guardian Animals. Oh my god, Druid gets wrecked. Druid gets wrecked. So Druid's losing Overgrowth, Studies, Bloom, GA, the Beasts, Survival, and GA. That is massive for Druid. Taking a look at Hunter, again, dual class card. It's losing its Adorable. Crescent's good with the Rhino, so that's not as good as using its Whooper. Whooper's going. No more Whooper. And that's it. So Hunter not really phased. Hunter, again, not phased. Not really that phased. I don't even know who invented this card, but they need to be fired. Looking at Mage, oh my gosh. Every single card on this page is good. Brain Freeze, huge. Devolving Missiles, huge. Lab Partner, huge. Studies, huge. Thief, huge. Cram Session, huge. Combustion's good. Firebrand's good. Muzaki Mage is gone. Potion. So Potion with the Prime doesn't work anymore. Roz, Bear Off. Holy crap. Dude, what Mage deck are you gonna play? What is left? I don't know. They're gonna have to do some crazy Mage shit. Druid gets wrecked. Mage gets wrecked. What does Paladin lose? Paladin probably doesn't lose much, right? There's nothing here on the first page that matters. It loses Bear Off, Authority, Pupil, which is just Libram stuff. Yeah, so Paladin loses basically nothing. Holy crap, Paladin, this Paladin, oh my god, these are so bad. This card used to be good with like the high roll Paladin, so you'd like high Abyss with your like, what was it, like Tip the Scales or whatever the heck it was called. It was just a high roll Paladin deck. And it was like tier freaking 1 for a while. It was amazing. Who remembers that shit? When Allura cost 4 mana, they would like Allura and then coin and then have like a board full of Murlocs on turn 4 or 5. So while like she doesn't see literally any play right now, this used to be like the activator in like one of the like super strong decks we've ever seen. But yeah, Paladin doesn't really take a hit here. Nothing that important. Taking a look at Priest, Raise Dead. I cannot stand 0 mana cards. I cannot stand 0 mana cards. So I am so happy to see Raise Dead leave. Once a minion is dead, you pay mana to bring that fucker back. You don't bring fuckers back for 0 mana. This is not a fucker 0 mana bringer backer. We pay mana for our bringer backers. Wave is annoying. This card was one of the most busted Priest cards to ever exist, and then it got changed, so you no longer get to skip your opponent's turn, basically. Anything other interesting? This card used to be broken with Wave, but then they nerfed it, and it no longer saw play. Pupil is Just a Paladin card. Flesh Giant is a Warlock card. Studies used to be a fantastic priest card as well, but now it really, like, I can't even recall the last time this card got played. And yeah, Gondoling used to be good in the Shadow aggro priest. It was one of definitely the win con. The main win con was that Mind Render, and then the other one was like Coin Gondoling with like Tiny Fins and stuff, the 0 manas to bring back just to make 4/4s, just hyper aggro stuff. That was short lived. There was only about what 1 or 2 months of that, and this card saw basically no other play. I don't even recall ever seeing a Warlock ever play this card. Does anybody ever know? Did someone ever play this in Warlock? I don't think so. This could have been a cool card, but it wasn't. Studies was played with Galakron, yeah, but that was a long time ago in a universe far, far away. All right, looking at Rogue, we already talked about Brain Freeze. Rogue is losing Passage. Passage, boys. It's gone. Wand Thief, we've been over that. Plagiarize, more Rogue secrets. I wonder what they're going to replace with these secrets. Like, Rogue lost, like, all of their secrets. Of course, that's really just a warrior card. Sharpening Sword. And none of this really matters. Sharpening Sword and the Steel Dancer were found in, like, that hyper aggro stealth rogue with the weapon stuff. But that doesn't, you don't even see that anymore, to be honest. Cutting Class is huge. This is a big rogue card right now, and found in some warriors, but mainly found in rogue. So that's kind of big. And then again, Jandis, this is huge. She was a good card, especially with the 5-drop pool. Like, high rolling Jandis or not high rolling Jandis can just win games, right? Like, you get Muzaki and then like some other card, like an Earth Elemental, it's just like, hello? And then like the other options, you get like a 2/3 and then a 3/3. It's just like, what? How does that even, like, the sway on this is massive. Taking a look at Shaman. Shaman loses Lightning Bloom, but not really. Druid loses Lightning Bloom. Missiles, Studies, Note Taker. Fireheart is huge. This is basically found in every single Shaman deck that you're going to want to play and or have played. So Instructor Fireheart is a massive L for Shamans. Tidal Wave was found in Control Shaman, basically every single one that existed. But now Control Shaman's like not a thing, right? It's Quest Shaman or like OTK Shaman, so it doesn't run Tidal Wave. But it's still a really, really good card for those of you who actually played this back when it was playable. Taking a look at Warlock. Raise Dead is huge, getting rid of that Quest Warlock synergy. That's really it, Flesh Giant. So it comes down to the most impactful things I see here is like Raise Dead, Philosophy, and then just Giant. And the reason the Giant's so good is because Quest Warlock, you know, they take so much damage on their turn, it reduces this guy down to like sub 2 mana. Most of the time he's just 0, right? 0 mana 8/8s. I'm not a fan of 0 mana cards. I've never been a fan. This guy actually got nerfed. He used to cost what, 8 or 9? So yeah, not really a problem to seeing that guy leave. No, not a big fan of that guy. I think Warrior, what are we losing here with Warrior? I was never a fan of Athletic Studies. Information is a fucking joke. So is this weapon. This is such a joke card. Who makes this? Course was good. We like Course. Wear Off, very, very good. Steel Dancer, I don't even know why that's a dual class card. Cutting Class, it's good draw for Warrior. One of the things that Warrior naturally has lacked. Doctor used to be played a lot, not so much. Commencement. Commencement is huge. This is found in Big Warrior, an absolute staple along with the Grunt. So Commencement's piecing. And then one of my favorite cards ever, Rattlegore. We absolutely love Rattlegore. He's a lovely warrior card. He hits all of the things we like about Control Warrior. So yeah, Rattlegore is leaving. And then Troublemaker is also a very good finisher, a very fun card as well. But obviously not as spicy and or as fun as the Rattlefrog. All right, let's take a look at the neutrals from here. We have Broomstick and Penflinger and Initiate. This is big. Honestly, I never really liked Broomstick. Honestly, never was a fan. Penflinger can flick himself. Tour Guide, decent. Neophyte's good. Mana Feeder's good. Delinquent's good. Wand Maker is big. Wand Maker is a big one. A lot of decks play that. There's a lot of great 1-drops. But we are losing a lot of 1-drops with this as well. Headmaster was played for a little bit, but not really so much in the later parts of the expansion. Ogre Mancer is a great tech that's now leaving us as well. Onyx Mage Scribe came off the studies. No one ever main decked this card, but you always saw it every game versus Priest. The Alibaba Ass Blaster was a great fun card, but never really saw play unless it came off Charged Call from Shamans. Plague Proto Drake. This is actually just a Druid card. Comes off of the Cenarian Award. And yeah, that's it. This is a very powerful set. Very, very powerful set. So big decks that got hit big. It looks like Shaman, Rogue, Mage, Druid. Yeah, Shaman, Rogue, Mage, Druid were the big decks to get hit. Or classes, I should say, to get hit. Yeah, they're losing a lot of stuff. All right, and then the last one is going to be the Darkmoon. We're going to start with Demon Hunter. Fellscream Blast. This is pretty much a staple in Fel DH. It's a staple in OTK DH. Just generally a good card, especially with the Arcanist, because you can give it that plus extra spell power, and then it goes across all the minions. Studies is huge. This is one of the cards you can slot into the deck for a flex spot, whether you're looking for early game removal, lifesteal, skull on 6, or just extra draw. Studies is really, really good for the Demon Hunter. Also, Felfire Dread is rotating, which means that the combo with the expendable performers with the new Kurtrus hero card is no longer possible. So you don't have to worry about that and not playing minions on board. Acrobatics is found in Quest DH, but that's not really a meta deck. It's a tournament deck. Executioner used to be a card that slotted into the Death Rattle Demon Hunter deck, and also quite a few other like tempo-oriented decks, but since then, we haven't really seen much play from it. Hoarder was found in Soul Shard. Relentless Pursuit was back in the day with Soul Shard DH. Fellsaber was found in some tempo for a while, but not that big. Renowned is found in Death Rattle DH, but not that popular. Zai is an incredibly fun card, no pun intended. We've tried to play him quite a few times. We actually slotted him into a greedy Demon Hunter deck back when, just to copy whether it be like Furies or like Chaos Strikes or Relentless Pursuits. And it was really fun, but he never really saw main deck play, like in an actual good deck. Bladed Lady was actually quite good, and then now she doesn't see any play. Iggy was huge. At 4 mana, this was like the king OTK deck that could easily kill you by turn like 6 to 8 most games. With her going to 6, the OTK slowed down quite a bit, but it still wasn't dead yet, and it's still, you know, played in that OTK Quest DH deck. But this rotation is actually just destroying OTK DH. There'll be no OTK DH after the rotation. So, and then Expendables is rooting too. So, the whole Felfire Dreadeye expendable performers with Kurt, not a thing anymore. Looking at Druid, Guidance not really played. It's more of a Shaman card. Resizing Pouch is big. This is a key card currently for the big Druids to be able to use once they play Guff to get whether they're looking for more Defilers, Rabbits, Yogg, anything like that. So Resizing Pouch is quite a big hit for Druid. This actually didn't see play at all for the longest time, besides in like maybe Quest Hunter. And then now that Druid can get over 10 mana, this card's insane because you can just play it at 11 mana and get you those 10 mana minions. So that's really good for the Druid. Guess the Weight, good draw for the Druid. Depending on the deck you play, you rather run this or Fungal, but a lot of people do like Guess the Weight. Lunar and Solar are both leaving, which are absolute staples in a lot of these big to ramp Druid decks. So no more Solar Eclipse into Cenarian Ward, because I'm pretty sure Cenarian Ward is rotating too. Moon Touched is gone, so Quest Druid takes a big hit here because they have 1 less card, well, 2 less cards to get that attack. Arbor Up is gone. Graybra, he was found in the aggro Druid there for a while, just because they went so wide on board. But now the Beast Druid doesn't even run him. So, Owl's gone. Again, 0 mana cards I don't really like. So, Owl leaving is fine. Cenarian Ward is leaving. So, Big Druid is taking quite a hit here. The ability to not only generate armor, but also put 8-drop minions on the board is massive. Especially when you can get to 10 mana very, very quickly, because that's what it costs to be able to Solar into the ward. So Big Druid is taking quite a big hit here unless they replace it with some other big armor gain card. Taking a look at Hunter. No one plays that. 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 People play this. It's a very good card found in Face Hunter. People play this. Very good card found in Face Hunter. No one plays that. No one plays that. No one plays that. All right, moving on. I'm just kidding. They are just meme cards. Darkmoon, Tonka Tank, and the Blastmaster are found in like the Mei decks. And then Julenar is like super giga value for the Death Rattle Hunter, which now plays like Mountain Bear, but it's just so slow in comparison to like other decks like Druid. Or if you're just going to play minions, why not just go to 20 mana? Taking a look at Mage, Glacial Runner, Racer. No one played that card. This is found in like Elemental Mage and was found in like Cyclone Mage or like just random shit. It's not played right now. Mana Biscuit is really good with Incanter's Flow and also in Muzaki Mage. That's really the only deck that it's currently found. Game Master, I don't think we ever, like we played Secret Mage with this card, but it wasn't really that great. Phoenix is pretty huge. Not that you main deck this, but you get it off Studies. Studies is rotating, so Phoenix is not. Cares. Rigged Fair Game, no one plays that. Deck of Lunacy was absolutely insane. Most broken deck when this cost 3 mana and Incanter's Flow was in the meta and not nerfed as well. This got nerfed. Everybody stopped playing it because it's no longer broken, and bada bing, bada boom. Same thing with the Ring Toss. This used to be an auto include into your all spell mage deck because you can get this down to like 2 to 3 mana, and then you get 2 secrets for like basically less than the price of 1 secret. And then they're random secrets, so it's really hard to play around them. So Ring Toss leaving. Ivory, she's actually a really fun card. Good artwork, pretty cute. Seer was good in Secret Mage if you had the time to play him, but never really that great. Mask of Cthulhu is really big. This is actually huge for the Ping Mage right now, because right now, with the new Dawngrasp card, he recasts all the cards of the spell schools. And since this is a shadow, and you only play like 2 of these in your Dawngrasp deck, you're almost guaranteed to be able to get Mask off the Dawngrasp. And just playing 2 Mask, 1 for free off Dawngrasp, and then just the one you do for annoying. All right, I read your comment, it was like annoying. The one you do naturally is 20 damage already. So very, very good card in the Ping Mage right now. So this leaving is definitely going to affect the value of Dawngrasp moving forward. All right, let's take a look at Paladin. Oh my yog, that card's annoying. Glad it's gone. Snacks, that card was fun. Dude, Paladin with Quest never really did much. None of these. This card used to be pretty good, but nothing here really is. Hammer of Naru and the Libram of Judgment are probably the most 2 played out of all of these. When Pure Paladin was a thing, this card was insane, but like this is the only Pure Paladin card left. So there's no reason to play Pure Paladin for just 1 8 mana 7/5. But this was an absolute staple when Pure Paladin actually had the 7 mana 7/7 and a couple other cards as well. So we're just really losing that Hammer and the Judgment. Libram's gone. This rotating is fine. And then the Hammer is just, it's 6 mana, deal 9, and you get a 6/6, and it's an elemental, so it works well in the Zoth. But those are rotating as well. All right, Priest loses Insight. That's pretty good, but I think the best card or best 2 cards on this particular page is going to be the Hysteria, which is an absolutely huge board wipe or board clear in the early game. They actually nerfed this card. You used to be able to use it on your minions, but that was kind of too broken with Apotheosis, so they actually changed it to just enemy minions now. And it's still really, really good. So, and then Palm Reading, actually insane. Again, they're losing out on the Discover stuff. So losing out, again, we went over at Renew, Palm Reading, all these cards that like discover random spells. Those guys are rotating. So maybe we can look at Priest as maybe a deck that doesn't do a bunch of created by stuff anymore. We're at a point in Hearthstone right now where we have basically the least amount of created by than we've ever had. If you look at some of the best decks in the game right now, there's 0 cards in the deck that do created by. If maybe 1 or 2. And before it was like 20 out of the 30 would do it. So people wanted less created by. Now we're in a hyper draw, very consistent meta. Nameless One was really, really good in Highlander and just a really good card in general. Nobody plays it, but I thought it was amazing. Dark Inquisitor, kind of a meme deck, founding like Corrupt Priest, but that's not really a good deck. Idol and Blood of Gahoon, both kind of in that like Res Priest, Big Priest thing. and that really isn't a deck that's been good for a while now. We're starting to see a rebuild of it with like the death rattles and the amulets with the new Zarella card, but still neither of these are really played at the moment. Did I forget Bloodweaver? Oh yeah, I skipped over Bloodweaver. Yeah, Bloodweaver's actually insane. Found in Miracle Priest, and that's basically it. All right, taking a look at Rogue, we got Prized Plunder basically in every Rogue deck right now. Very good removal. The stats are insanely competitive, and it counts as a pirate, so it can attack with Smite. Foxy Fraud used to be the auto-include, because you'd Foxy Frog into Vanessa, or you do Swindle, or you do any combo card that you wanted. It cost two less, so it was basically a 0-mana 3-2. But now this card really isn't even played anymore, just because you don't need it, because people are re-putting back in preps, and there's just better stuff that you can do. Nitro Boost Poison used to be a massive damage card when it was at 1 mana, but then it got removed. It got pushed and nerfed to 2, which makes it a little bit harder to corrupt. And the Weapon Rogue, while it's still powerful, you don't need to run this poison anymore. You could just run others that are just better for you. Garbage Swindles are very good, found in basically every Rogue deck. Tenwu is quite fun. It rises and falls with what battle cries the rogues are playing. We saw this played with like Alexstrasza not too long ago, and now it's used on either like Kazakus. It was used on Baroff for a while. So it just really depends on the meta and where Tenwu weaves in. I like this card a lot. Cloak of Shadows, what up Draco? It's his absolute hated card. It's very, very good. It's basically like Rogue's Ice Block. Being able to not be able to target your opponent is quite annoying, and overall it's a very, very good card in any combo oriented deck that wants to set up future turns to be able to kill you while stalling out for a very, very cheap mana cost. Enjoy Spark Joy, Secret Rogue. Secret Rogue is not really good right now, so we don't see that too much. Ticket Rogue was always a meme. We went over Ivory. Maleficent Strike is just a shittier course, and then the Grand Empress is, I don't recall ever seeing this card ever played against me. I played this card and it was a lot of fun with tickets, but no one actually plays that. Guidance, it says it's a Druid card, but it's actually a Shaman card. This is really good in Quest Shaman. Revolve. Evolve was at its best back when they had the Thrall hero and when they had Desert Hair, when they actually had the card called Evolve. But Revolve and the Tiny Toys, while it's good, it never really, was that good. Cage Match is a great elemental, finds weapons. This card sucks. Landslide was good AoE. Totem was pretty fun in Totem Shaman, but there's no Totem synergies right now, or not enough of them. Meme Murloc. Pitmaster goes in Evolve Shaman. Stormstrike was back when people played Doomhammer and before there was a Viper and all that kind of stuff. Now you don't really see Stormstrike at all, but this was basically just another Rockbiter for your deck for Doomhammer. Dunk Tank's found in the OTK Shaman, so that whole OTK is gone now with Boner and Defiler. Defiler's rotating anyway. So a lot of a ton of OTK decks are leaving, guys. Like a lot of them. Storm Crash, super good. I can't, like, cards like this, like, I just don't understand how cards like this don't see play anymore. This card lives on the board for 2 turns, you win. Crazy. And then Mist Runner was actually found in Tempo Elemental Shaman for a little bit, but then again, just got overshadowed by other cards. Looking at some Warlock, Wicked Whispers, Midway. Backfire is a big Warlock card going. Free Admission, again, more draws. That Finds Demon is going. The Soul Shards are going. Mosher, people played it, not really. Cascading, all the corrupt stuff is basically rotating. Hysteria, again, while it's good in Priest, it's also good in Warlock, so Warlock's dipping out on draw and removal there. Envoy is gone because the primes are gone, and then Ticketus is also gone. So we're seeing, again, so many OTK decks gone. These anti-control decks with Ticketus are gone. So there is going to be this, I don't even know what the meta is going to look like. It's going to be hopefully very, very spicy. There's so much getting hit, and none of it involves a warrior besides Rattlegore and Troublemaker. Like, I don't even know warrior. Hopefully it's not quest pirate warrior bullshit. Hopefully they give warrior a lot of great stuff. Spike Wheel sucks dick. Stage Dive was found in Rush Warrior. Bumpers Rush Warrior. EDC's Rush Warrior. Minefield is a fantastic early game control card, so that sucks that that's going. But we also have the new Man the Cannons to replace that. So at least we actually have like a straight up replacement for Minefield, and it kind of looks exactly the same too. So that's kind of crazy. Nitro Boost, no. Ringmaster, no. Fucking sucks. Dude, the Warrior has to have the most useless cards I've ever seen. Like it's just crazy. It's fucking horrible. Warrior gets shit of fucking garbage, fucking great. This was actually really good. This was an amazing card. Ringmaster was found in the Rush, and then Thrasher was also found in Rush. None of these, the only card, there's 2 cards that are good here. It's Minefield and Sword Eater. You got 2 cards from an entire expansion. Crazy. Armor Vendor's good, I guess. Crab Rider used to be like one of the most broken neutrals when it actually had Wind Fury the entire time. So we'd see a lot of Paladins running buffs, and they'd go Crab Rider and Blessing of Authority, and they would just straight up win the game. Or they just early game Crab Rider and then just keep buffing it and just win that way too. You didn't deal with this card, you lose. It was a 2-mana 1/4. So I'm glad that they nerfed this card, because this card was insane. It's crazy to think about all these things that were so broken like a while ago, but now we don't even think about. Like, this card was straight up in like every deck. If you didn't play this card, you were bad. Wiggling was good for there a little bit. What do we else we got? We got Grey Worm, which is found in the Elemental Shaman, but that's really not played too much anymore. Knife Vendor was a staple in the Face Hunter and any sort of face deck, but we really don't see it in there anymore either. Medic is gone, so again, just OTK Shaman is no longer a thing. Silas is gone, not that he was really played besides the OTK Warrior. Strongman, again, all the corrupt stuff. Strongman, Carnival Clown, Defiler, all of that's gone. Yogg gone. Pocket for Druid is gone. Cthulhu, unfortunately, is also gone. N'Zoth is gone. Who the fuck's that? And that's it. This is going to be one spicy tamale meta. I'll tell you that right now. Darkmoon, Scholoance, and Outland had some of the most powerful OTKs, just power cards in general, disruption, anti-control. Like, oh my gosh, these sets are insane. Looking at Barons, though, I mean, Barons and Stormwind have a lot of like infinite value stuff, but a lot of it was activated and was able to get done because of the setups from stuff from Outland, Scholoance, and Darkmoon, like we've discussed. So I'm quite excited at what Hearthstone will bring in the coming year when the new set, or when the sets rotate. Again, the first expansion that gets released every year. So the expansion will be released in what, like 2.5 months, 3 months from now, sometime late March, early April. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully you've enjoyed this longer video where we discussed a lot of stuff. And if you did, feel free to leave that comment, leave that like, let me know you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, I guess let me know that too. So with that, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Robert Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is. Yo, what's going on? Robert Warshack here. Let's talk about the Year of the Phoenix cards that are not rotating, because phoenixes are eternal, as we all know. Harry Potter, when Dumbledore goes and he's gonna get arrested by the mean lady who tries to take over the school, but then the phoenix jumps out of the cage, and then he claps his hand, and then he burns up into big fire, and the phoenix goes psh. And then the guy with the big hat goes, oh, you may not like it, but Dumbledore's got style. You know what I'm talking about, chat.